The following program is rated MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
It's time to drop the
Green
hammer.
flag waving for the always exciting Sheldon Hodgshield. He'll bounce the right rear off the wall in turn 4. Lap 1 for Sheldon Hodgshield. Quick time!
Off turn 4. Quick time. 10, 0, 3, 0.
Second lap time for David is quick time! 15-0-2-2.
Lap number 1 for Kyle Larson. Quick time! It's a 10-145.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of Quick Time, the podcast. We're back here in the race cave. As you guys can tell, I'm back in the house, feeling better. It's been a while, boys. Got a lot to catch up with you guys on, man. What's been going on, Brad Brown?
About god dang time we are all together.
Amen to that.
Yeah. I'm just doing normal life stuff. Finally, the snow's melting. We got like an Indian summer right now, 60 degrees.
Man, I had the AC on today in the car driving home.
Sweet. I got a bug splatter on my windshield today coming out here. That's unheard of in
Murderer.
There's
January.
bugs out there right now. That's even horrible. That's worse.
So awesome! It makes you itch for spring and racing season, and we did get racing season to kick off last week in 360s in Volusia. But I got spring fever. I'm ready to get going.
That's the one thing when that first warm day, it feels like, oh my gosh, it's coming, and then all of a sudden we'll get snow and bad weather 2 weeks later.
Shut your mouth.
Just saying, it's coming again.
I didn't mind the snow. I got a big paycheck coming up because we put in some long days, and those were time and a half. It was exhausting, but I'm gonna like this next paycheck.
So pizza's on you next week, right, Brad?
Yeah,
There you go. So, Brand, what have you been doing these couple weeks?
Laying in bed, man. I've been sick as shit.
Have you?
Yeah, it's been brutal.
Yeah,
Just
Brandon was pretty bad.
flu-like, or
Just, I don't know, man
Just
cold.
something
I'm just a
hanging
wuss
out.
when I get sick. Let's be honest. I hate getting sick. I'm a pussy when I get sick.
just
so
something hanging in, huh?
just hanging out. By the time I got off work, man, I was just dead ass tired, falling asleep driving home. And so as soon as I got home, shower, go to bed.
Really?
I'll feed the dog, go to bed.
Let the dog go to the bathroom
Occasionally.
occasionally.
But no, I've been just battling this cold or whatever it's been, this crap that's been going around, and starting to feel a little bit better. So we're back at it. Josh, what's been going on with you? I've seen you every day at work, but try not to talk to you because, well, I don't want to
true.
get anybody else sick.
Well, that and we're in two different areas. People think that me and you literally work side by side.
Thank God we don't.
Not the chance here. But no, a good weekend. Both kids had events. Both events didn't go the way they wanted. The son played the team they played last session that they lost 20-0. We found that out. They were playing them again.
In soccer?
20-0?
20-0.
Isn't there a mercy law?
There is the kid. So it's 5,
20?
It's 5-on-5. By the end of that game, it was 2-on-5, and we still couldn't score. So we played them again.
You ever think about playing another
Played them
sport?
again. We
Fire the coach.
We played them again. We only lost 12-0 this.
Pick up some free agents or something.
I want to play baseball.
So yeah, that was pretty brutal. And then my daughter went and sang at Lincoln East at their event. She was
Didn't have a 3.5 hour drive to Des Moines.
no, it was like a 15-minute drive to where that was. But no, they were told they were going to come in. They were in second going into finals, so we stayed for finals, which is like a 3-hour wait for that to happen. And they ended up getting what was called third runner up, and then I get confused on what third runner up actually is. So
Third
I think
place?
It's
Fourth place?
fourth. Yeah. So I think it's third, and no, it's fourth. And they lost to a team or a group that had their title was Chicken Run, and the lead singer was a chicken. So pretty brutal.
It is Lincoln, Nebraska for you. You last week you made everybody.
If you ain't first, you're last.
God dang straight. You made everybody try to have a sympathy party over here, Josh. I drive 3.5 hours out to Des Moines for 15 minutes to sing a competition. Apparently you never drove up from Lincoln and Knoxville just watch it fucking rain.
Yeah. To
yeah.
eat breakfast at Hy-Vee and go back home.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Done that a
that
time
would be
or two.
brutal.
At least you got your event in.
Done that a time or two.
Yeah.
I knew for sure it was going on.
Josh is over here trying to cry, a little sob story. Feel sorry for me. I had to drive all the way. Apparently, you never had a road trip to go watch it rain at a racetrack.
No.
I guess that would require you to go to a racetrack.
That would mean I'd actually have to go there. And usually 2 days before I check the weather, and if it's looking bad, might not going to happen.
Me getting old and not really caring so much. If it's a 50% chance of rain, I ain't going. That's a 100% chance of me staying home.
I've heard that from a lot of people when they're talking about streaming services. That it was just on David Gravel's podcast the other day with he had Todd Queering, Casey Kane, and the dude from Knoxville. Anyway, that's what they said is, and today, if there's a chance of rain, people stay home and watch it on streaming instead of coming to the racetrack just because they don't want to take that chance.
I should rephrase it. If I'm driving like from Lincoln to Knoxville, I'm saying no. If it's Eagle Raceway, 50% chance of rain, I'm still going out there. 75% chance of rain, I'm still going out there. I mean, it's only a half-hour drive.
Yeah.
Still going if it's McCool. Not saying anything it's McCool, but even if that's a
It's
little
just a little bit further away.
No, I ain't going because it is McCool.
That's what I was saying. I was like, wait, he might just say no because it's McCool, but that or off.
I will say I'll give the new promoters a chance out there. It's been a long time since I've seen a good sprint car race out at McCool. New promoters coming in, new guys prepping the track. I'm definitely going to give them a chance before I bash them.
Yeah.
But it's been a while since I've seen a good sprint car race out there.
You think they'll change anything to that?
It's like
track?
Ohio. They don't water the track.
And that's the problem.
And if they watered the track, it got too heavy, and so it was just the opposite.
Yeah,
it was follow the leader,
it's hammer the
balls
top
to the
instead
wall.
of run the bottom on the rubber line.
So it was kind of one or the other, and you never got to. Rarely did I see a good race there. So I agree. Get the new promoter out there, and hopefully he can work the track and give us something to race on.
I've only been out there twice, and both times it was not. I mean, it was like once they got spread out, it was pretty much over. And everyone seemed like they were going one speed.
Well, they have shortened the track since you were out there last.
Yeah.
Have they really?
Yeah.
Is that since after Tig's accident they did that?
Oh, that was just like
Tig's accident was the
3
first
years ago.
year.
Yeah.
That was when I was there.
So,
So
23 years ago.
So since then,
Damn,
yes.
it's been a while.
My older brother's never gone back. He was there that night that Tig got hurt, and he said he will never go back to that racetrack.
Just that racetrack, not just Knoxville or
No, just that racetrack, because
Okay.
that's what he saw. He did not enjoy it, and he said he'll never go back to that racetrack.
But they did fix the problem
They
of
did.
that.
Yeah, they
They
did
did.
fix the situation out there with the exit.
Pit exit.
Yeah, pit exit. It would be. Now there's a big
Because
ass
it's coming out of
gate.
2, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, it was coming out of 2, and it was like as you. I don't know how to describe it.
Exit turn 2.
Yeah, and
There
it was right at the
There was a hole in the wall, and there was no gate there, and so they just put a couple tractor tires in front of
there
it.
wasn't even tractor tires there when
It was
Ty
just-
smoked
just
it.
the
It
wall.
was just a freaking wall.
Yeah, wasn't it just a concrete wall?
Yeah.
too?
Yeah, and so they were saying that there was a little dip in the track or something that shot you out towards the wall, and so it was just a perfect storm for somebody to get badly injured, if not worse. So I'm glad they fixed it, and so now that's not the issue.
Well, plus they get farmland till farm. Wasn't that part of the deal that they said when they were selling it? Is it has farmland for
If
sale?
they were
that you
selling
can make
it,
money
but
off of it.
these guys are just renting it from them. So I don't know if that's
So-
the same deal or what, but whatever.
Amazing how we got talking about McCool Junction.
You brought it up. We talked about what you brought up.
You change the subject.
I mean, we have a whole
My
list of
bad.
stuff that you want to bring up. So this whole
hey.
show rundown is brought to you by
Quick
Jive
Time
Monkey.
by Josh.
Hey, when you guys said we have topics, I usually have topics. They usually don't make the rundown until you
we
guys
want
don't have topics.
Good topics. So
All right,
we
kids.
did find out the right here Jive Monkey Motorsports on your
Jive Turkey.
That's
Is
like
it-
a
Oh, it
monkey.
is Jive Monkey. I'm
Yeah.
I was
sorry,
gonna say it looks like a
It's
monkey.
your own
Yeah.
race team. We
My
found
bad.
out the meaning of it. You dancing around as a little kid,
Oh, no.
getting your jive on.
I shouldn't have said that story.
So later on, I think we want to see some dance moves out of you, Josh.
Well, you got
You
to
can
have
catch all that on our YouTube
Speak for
channel.
yourself.
you
I don't
have
wanna see
you have
it.
to have what the story was about. Sang and danced for some people at a meeting when my dad was younger, and that was what got me dancing.
Now your daughter follows in her.
And now my daughter dances too. So yeah, just craziness.
Yeah. Anyways,
So-
we finally got a guest you've been trying to get on for a while.
Yeah.
He's actually been really good about getting back to me. I mean, I think the first time, I think he's probably a little nervous why this guy's texting him like out of the blue. And yeah, he got back to me. He's like, yeah, he was, I asked him for last week. He's like, I couldn't do last week, but he came on this week. So yeah. So here's a better question. Brand, did you listen to the podcast last week?
You're not gonna tell anybody who the guest is you're getting on?
No, we and Brad tried to tease our last time and that didn't work too well.
We gave in.
Why tease it? It's in the title of the show.
That's true. Yeah, I never thought
good
about
point.
that.
Yeah.
So review.
So we have on Brent Marks, who's going to be chasing the high limits this year. Guy wins races like no other. He was a true outlaw the last couple of years, and he's just been on fire. So it's awesome to have him on. I'd like to hear kind of his background story and how that all got started and what made him want to go jump back on a tour again to see how that goes. So, yeah.
And then you asked me if I listened to the show, right?
Yeah, did you listen to the show?
How did I know you drove up to Des Moines for 15 minutes of singing competition?
You said somebody was complaining about it.
You on the podcast. Holy crap, Josh. Do you not...
Hey, you got to give
Do
me...
you not listen to the words coming out of my mouth?
We made fun of VA a little bit because he wasn't here, but
No, here's a better thing. What'd you think about the flip count? We break a new record.
Yeah, who cares? I think Brad's counting. I think he has a Florida counting because there's no way in heck we said it 70 sometimes.
you count. You go listen.
He did it 3 times.
I got a blister on my finger hitting the button.
Nice.
And some of those were MFers too. It wasn't just.
If you're gonna do it right.
But
Yeah,
no,
well, you got 69 of them. I got 1 in. So
I definitely admit Clinton Boyles was a
Nice.
great interview.
a friend of mine said that we could have listened to last week's in church because there was no other than a couple.
Yeah, our
generic
guest was the
ones.
one saying
Yeah.
bad words, not us.
But yeah, I thought Clinton did a great job. I think he was really honest and sincere, and he didn't need to be in a couple of those questions, and I'm glad he did because I thought it was a pretty good interview with him.
You know, the one thing, he was honest. He was upfront, honest. If you asked him a question, he answered it, and he's very good at talking. I mean, that makes sense why they have him as a host on, for the Chili Bowl and the shootout and stuff like that. The guy can talk, and some of the stuff I never knew that, like he actually had that high of a midget ride and then lost it. I mean, that blew my mind that something little
Wow.
like that. That's
Josh
what
doesn't
happens.
follow a whole lot of racing all too well.
Hey, did you know that, Brad?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, you did know that?
Yeah.
See what I guess I didn't know that. I didn't follow midgets as close as you.
I
guys.
shouldn't say I knew it. I was aware of it, but I didn't know the specifics.
Yeah,
of it,
we knew
so-
the situation, but
yeah.
not the details of it all.
Yeah.
I mean, it is. I mean, yeah. Some big words right there.
So should we talk about Volusia last week?
Volusia.
Yeah, did you watch any of it?
I watched all 3 nights.
I watched a heat race and a B-main, I think it was.
I tell you, I
while
had
waking up.
Yeah, while waking up from the NyQuil-induced coma that I was been in.
I had it on, and I paid attention sporadically for the heat races. Kind of dialed in on the Last Chance Showdown, the Last Chance, the B feature,
The B-main.
and then on the A feature, and so good racing all 3 nights. It was a good show, and the track prep was really good. Hopefully, they can do that again this next week with the World of Outlaws, and the late models was a good race, and so there's no reason to think they won't. But yeah, that was a good night of racing for. I think it was like 42 360s in the field, and it was pretty good. You could see that there was a big drop off after about the top 5 cars. There was a big drop off in quality, but man, Sam Hefferteep and Austin McCarl, they and Ryan Timms the last day, they put on a hell of a show.
Well, even Justin Peck, he finished second, I think, all 3 nights.
Justin, the first 2 nights, that car would not take off from the yellow flags, and it always cost him a couple spots, and then he had to catch up. But the last night, they got that hesitation figured out and got it going. So yeah, that he had that 20 car going. I'm a big fan of his, and I really, like I said before, I hope he gets top 5 in the high limits because I think he can do some damage this year.
You want one of those charters, don't you?
It'd be nice to have them guys have a charter.
Well, Haver team, he's not even on a tour, right?
No, he's
Oh.
hitting and missing.
He's
you're
running.
Talking about Peck.
Peck,
Sorry,
yeah.
my bad.
Yeah.
Haverty was going to run 98% of the ASES National Tour. He's missing 3 races on that schedule.
Really?
And then he's filling in with a bunch of 410 stuff. So, 4 races in the ASE schedule. So if he dominates like he's done in the past in that ASE thing, even missing 4 races, he still has a good chance of that championship.
Yeah.
But he's still got to beat Jason Martin, the defending champ out there.
Jason Martin looks like right now is about the only competition he's going to have. So
Well, not only that, you probably have some rainouts in there that could potentially, even be less races.
Yeah, it could work out in his favor. Those 4 races actually be rained out.
and with the ASCS, they might get 3 races in and 25 rainouts.
It
So
could be.
Exactly.
them guys have horrible luck trying to get a race in.
Or it could be the opposite. All the rainouts are the ones he's going to attend and not the 4 he's going to miss.
So, yeah, the first night of Volusia, I texted you guys in one of my awakened stupors out there, and I saw that Landon Crawley finished last in a B main. I go, he finishes last in a B main in a 360 race. He's going to have a hell of a time on that Outlaw Tour.
Yeah, and he had motor problems that night, but the other 2 nights, the next 2 nights weren't a whole lot better. He struggled, and it's going to be a steep learning curve for that young man on the World of Outlaw Tour, even with Jason Sides as his car owner, crew chief. And Jason knows what he's doing, but it's going to be a steep learning curve for that young man.
Well, I do know, I mean, on a different podcast, Landon Crawley was on, and he said that, this year is going to be a learning experience. I mean, he did say that it's definitely a lot different, and he's only going to race only like 2 other races that aren't outlaw races, and both of those I think are 360 races. So really, he's not going to go stray too far from the Outlaw Tour. So, but
as long as he knows that he has a tough road to hoe out there, so.
It's going to be tough. There's going to be so many new tracks that he hasn't hit. The travel schedule alone for a 17-year-old kid. It's going to be a tough year if he even finishes, and he probably will. I mean, look at the last 2 years with Robbie Price. They struggled the whole season and they finished through it. But this is going to be a different level of struggle with this young guy. Even with his dad as a stud 360 driver over the years, Crawdaddy, it's still going to. I mean, I don't know how you make ends meet when you're running B features all the time. You only have so many provisionals, and provisionals don't even make any money. So it's gonna be tough.
They make money, they don't make points.
Oh, is that what it is?
No, it's the other way around. Why would you run if you don't make points? Why would you take a provisional?
Because I want the freaking money.
They don't make any money.
They don't?
No, it's the other way around. They make points. They don't make any money.
So you're saying if you use a provisional and you start in the back, and then let's say you win or not win, let's say you finish top 5, you get nothing as far as cash.
You get no money.
You just get the points for that night.
Yep.
Well, I'll be damned.
Yep.
Interesting.
I learn something new every damn day.
I didn't
well,
know
like I said last
I
week,
wondered how that
we're
worked.
not only informative, we're educational.
See,
That's
Josh,
a low bar. That's like
Everybody rolls their
usually
eyes.
it's me learning, and now it's me and Brad.
I know, because that look you just gave us when Brad was almost done talking, like you had no clue what to say. So you
See what happens when now you're on video is now they get to see my, like I said, they get to see my facial expressions. I show them pretty well.
that you do.
But I did think it was neat that it was three different winners, all 3 nights. So I mean, Tim's though, that's the guy I want to talk about later in the podcast. Just kind of what his expectations do we think he's going to do coming into this year from the lows that he had last year as far as in a sprint car. So yeah, all in all, I mean, good. It was Volusia is definitely one of those tracks that they get spread out kind of like Knoxville, and then it's you don't really hear much. And even Landon Crawley said in that podcast that you have to do it. You have to do a move in the first lap, otherwise you're pretty much stuck in your position.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a whole big fan of these big half-mile racetracks.
Boy,
I like the bullring stuff.
That track was an engine eater too, man. I bet you.
Volusia always is
I bet
a
you
motor
half
eater.
a dozen motors got blown in those 3 days, and that's tough to start out your year with a blown motor like that. And when those things blow, they just don't blow; they grenade on those big half miles. So, yeah, I don't know. It's but yeah, heat races. I like I said, I had them on and I kind of looked at them every once in a while, but they're typical of a heat race on a half mile. They get strung out really quick after a couple laps, and then it's over before it starts, and so they're really not worth watching after the first couple laps.
So it's been a topic lately, kind of on some of the other podcasts, and I know because Brandon's brought it up. Charters. Everyone kind of has a different opinion who's going to get those final 2 charters. Besides, Brad Sweet, Rico. I can't remember who it said for the 3rd, but it's always between like Marks and Corey Day and stuff like that. Who do you guys think is going to be your 5 charter members at the end of the season?
No, this wasn't on our rundown, so I
know.
I don't have an answer for you.
I'm throwing a loop for you.
Because right now we were talking about Volusia Speedway, and you throw charters in there.
Darn it.
Yeah,
I said
So apparently we're done with Volusia.
Yeah, apparently we're done with Volusia.
So fuck the guys who won, right?
all right, never mind.
We'll get to that. You have that in the towards the end of the show. So
Yeah, geez.
pay attention to your own damn note.
Yeah, a rundown.
All right, I am done.
So
doing
the
rundown.
disorganization of the show brought to you once again by Jive Monkey Motorsports.
Oh, I don't know. I think we kind of covered Volusia.
Well, I was going to bring up, so, no surprise that, Sandpaper Steve Jr.'s running up front. I was a little surprised that Austin McCarl
consistently 3 nights.
Yeah,
in a
three
row.
nights in a row. Austin McCarl, I mean, he's had decent years since his Knoxville track championship.
Yeah.
But to go down there in a 360, which he doesn't run a whole hell of a lot, and string together 3 solid nights was impressive to me.
Second at first, and then fourth, and then fourth after he had to start at the very end after spinning out and come back through. So that was really impressive with me, and I really like the color of that car, especially when the sun hits it. That has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but anyway,
that Country Builder's car is always a sharp looking
that
car.
red is really nice.
How frustrating would it be to lead every lap except for the last one, to lose that $2,500?
Well,
and
happened in the late model race last night.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
With RTJ taking last lap pass for the win. So
And Sam, if he would have had one more lap on the second night, he would have probably got Austin again. But then when all the money was down on the line, Tim's took care of business, and he drove an impressive race.
when that cheater motor went in.
Yeah, they're probably all cheater motors. But,
Yeah, that's a 360. That's all it is cheater motors. Let's be honest.
yeah, somebody could put a 410 in and nobody'd know.
What do you think of your boy Darren Dietrich? He made a run through the field.
Who?
Darren's brother, Danny.
Danny Dietrich. My bad.
Holy crap,
Man.
Josh.
What'd you put in my Mountain Dew?
Yeah, no kidding.
But hard charger on the final night. I mean,
Well, that's not impressive to me, because if you're really fast and you start at the end, at the back of the pack, yeah, you're gonna be a hard charger. And like I said, there was a big drop off in talent between top 5 versus the 15 through 20, and with him starting in the back, and he started like 15th the second night. He wasn't even there the first night. You would expect nothing less from him than to get a hard charger. So
Let me ask you this, Josh. Did he win?
he did not.
It don't matter
He
then.
won the hard charger award.
That just means
He
you
won
sucked in a heat race.
he won it both nights, didn't he?
No, I think he just won it the last night. I can't remember who won it the second night. But yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You didn't win. Don't matter.
Don't matter.
Yeah.
You got like
But
a $100 bonus.
doesn't the McCarls in general start down in Florida? Don't they usually do pretty well? Even his dad, Terry, has done well.
Yeah, Terry's
coming
won
out
the
of
King of
Florida.
the 360 race down there at East Bay
Multiple
and
times.
Birch's cars a couple times. And
Multiple times.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. It's because Austin's a really good driver. Terry was obviously a good driver, and he goes down there, and the talent level is, like I said, there's not as many. Have you ever watched the Top Gun series out of Florida?
that's probably a reason why you haven't watched it.
Danny Martin Jr. is by far the best driver there, and he was middle of the pack last week. And there's not a lot of great talent that drives.
There's not a lot of sprint car
that
racing
drives
down,
down there for
other than this
$2,000.
month of the year. So.
Yeah. So it's not surprised that a driver with great talent like Terry McCarl goes down there and wins. And just like Austin, he's a damn good driver. I found it interesting, whereas the first night he said that I don't drive 360s very often, and I didn't loosen up the car enough. Obviously that means there's a difference between 360 and 410, which we all know, but the setups are just a tad bit different. And he mentioned that he didn't loosen the car up enough to run the low groove on the first night. So that's what cost him the win the first night.
Yeah, definitely. So why don't we take a quick break? We'll come back. We'll get Brent Marks on the horn here, and we'll talk a little high limit racing.
Absolutely.
Dirt Empire Magazine is the ultimate dirt track racing only magazine in the world, featuring interviews, opinions, event photos, tech, and 100% racing action. Each issue includes late models, modified sprint cars, and more. Big event photos from the best photographers in the sport, and great one-on-one interviews with the top drivers as well as grassroots racers. Pick up a copy of Dirt Empire Magazine today at select Tractor Supply stores or other area retailers, or get your subscription today at dirtempiremagazine.com.
Hey guys, Dan Taylor with Tailored Computers and Repair. This time I'm talking laptop screen replacement. We've all made the mistake of dropping our laptop. Maybe one of our animals stepped on it. Maybe we set something heavy on top of it and we just didn't realize it was too heavy. And you go to turn that laptop screen on, there's a giant crack across it. That doesn't mean your laptop is completely worthless. In just a couple of days of turnaround, I can easily get your laptop screen replaced, and usually it's for a pretty reasonable price. Don't think your laptop is completely wasted just because you have a broken screen on it. Give me a call today, 402-659-5641, or shoot me an email, tailoredcomputersandrepair@gmail.com. I'd be glad to give you an estimate on how much it's going to cost to replace your laptop screen.
At Charter West Bank Mortgage Center, we know that it's more important now than ever to find a smart mortgage that fits your needs. We're locally owned, and Charter West Bank Mortgage Center is a leader in Nebraska mortgage lending for first-time home buyers and all types of loans. Our local mortgage team at Charter West is here to help. Give us a call. Charter West Bank Mortgage Center. Nebraska born, Nebraska owned, Nebraska values.
Charter West Bank, the power of the Eagle.
Equal housing lender.
All right, guys, welcome back to QuickTime, the podcast. We are now joined on the phone by the driver of the number 19, the Brent Marks Motorsports number 19. Double 19s there. Brent Marks has joined the program. Brent, man, how's it going tonight?
It's going good. Thanks for having me on.
Sounds like in a little pre-interview, getting over the flu, man. It's a bad time of the year to be getting sick right now with all the prep coming up with Florida coming up in, 2 weeks now?
Yeah, it is. You know, we leave this weekend to head down to Volusia for the World of Outlaw races and the starter season at East Bay there with High Limit. And, just came down with the flu here a couple of days ago. So just trying to get over that. And not the best time to get it. But, like we talked before the show here, it's, better now than next week while we're at the racetrack. So just trying to get healthy and get ourselves ready to go and on the road and start our season off in a good way, hopefully.
How long of a drive is it down to Volusia from where you're at?
It's about 14 hours for us, so it's not terrible, but it's a long enough trip.
I guess one way to look at it is it might be a decent time to get sick because you should have everything pretty much bolted together and ready to go. So you're not in. I guess you might be in crunch time. I don't know. Are you all set, ready to go for the trip down there?
Yeah, we're pretty close. We still have some things to tidy up yet, but we're pretty darn close to being ready. So we just we're a little bit behind this year than we've have been, and just things kind of got delayed coming in, and it's just hard to get inventory built up in today's world. So we just have to regroup a little bit and figure out how to get our inventory build up quicker in the year. And years past, you can just kind of start ordering everything and October, September, and you'll be fine. But now it's you start in July and you're still not sure if you're gonna have everything in time. So it's just it's a tough thing to juggle, especially when you're in the middle of the year and you try to prepare for the following year. It makes it hard. So we were just kind of behind a little bit there, but we'll be all ready to go and everything will be fine.
You talked a little bit about how you might have to order parts and stuff in July for the following year. Is that kind of mid-season? Is that kind of what when you're starting to plan on what you think you're going to run the next year? Obviously, we didn't know the High Limit was going to be the High Limit deal that it is now, but did you have an idea already then that you might try to go back on the road as a full-time series contender?
Yeah, I mean, we had heard, the rumors of, High Limit purchasing the All-Stars and all that, and it was a thought that crossed our mind, but, I've liked the schedule that I've been racing the last several years, but when I heard that, I liked the direction that High Limit was heading with their midweek series, and, I just kind of wanted to see it all laid out on paper and what it would look like, for the future, of our sport. And that took a little while to get to that point, but, once I received all that paperwork and kind of analyzed it all and looked at, what it could look like for our team in the future and the direction that, we want to head and to fulfill our goals, it just made a lot of sense to go ahead and do it. And, like I said, I like their vision for sprint car racing. I like their vision for where they want to take it and how they want to, run their series. And I just think it works really well. So I'm excited to be a part of it and hope to be a part of it for, a long time.
So with that said, I was kind of curious. So was there any type of like in football and sports, like college football, for example, you have recruiting. did like Brad or, Kyle kind of put a, like, hey, come over here type thing, come run with us? Was there any type of like recruiting or like trying to get you to come on board type of thing?
Yeah, of course. We, I think Brad did most of that, and he kind of did all the legwork there, and he contacted all the teams that he felt would be a great asset to the series, and fortunately we were one of those teams, and I had some conversations with Brad and just express some of my concerns and what might prevent me from joining the series, and we just kind of talked about everything. And like I said, it's one thing talking about it, but when you see it all laid out on paper and how it's really going to be, then that's kind of where your final decision comes into play. And that's really just how it worked out for me. So, like I said, I really like the way it's laid out. I like that you don't have to dedicate yourself to 90 plus races a year, and it kind of gives you freedom to go race, other races, and also gives you some freedom to spend some time with your family throughout the year and not be tied down to a racetrack every single weekend from February to November. So it's just kind of makes that work-life balance a little bit better, and also I think is going to be a good way to keep teams fresh and keep teams out on the road wanting to do this, and allowing teams to be able to find crew members, because that's extremely hard right now, because those crew members dedicate a majority of their life to being out on the road, and they can't have a personal life. So it's harder and harder for World of Outlaw teams to find employees to work. And, I think a lot of that is because of how much they sacrifice to be out there and not really have a life. So, I think it's just it's a good plan for everybody. And, I really like it. And with today's world too, things are just super expensive to put a team out on the road. And, when you're racing that much, it costs a lot of money. So, they kind of give us the freedom to be able to pick and choose what races we want to race outside of the series. But as long as we commit to the 60 races, we're fine. So other than that, like I said, I really like their vision, and just really happy with the avenue that they went there with the series and what they plan to do with it in the future as well.
Just like college football, did Brad have any boosters sliding a little cash underneath the table to get you guys to commit out there?
NIL.
No, I wish, but no, it's not the case.
Well, your team and Rico's team kind of set the standard for a pick and choose schedule, and it seems like people are starting to focus more and more on kind of what you touched on. You got a set schedule with the 60 races with the high limits, and then the rest of the season can be pretty much pick and choose when you want to race, take a week off if you need to. Jacob Allen dove into it. That I don't know I guess I don't even know what I'm going to say with this question, but it seems like that's gaining a lot of momentum and popularity among drivers and teams, where what you just touched on, it's not, you guys get a weekend off, and so crew members can kind of recharge their batteries a little bit. You can restock your trailer and stuff, and you're not forced to run 60 race or 110 races. And there's some people like Justin Peck's team that they love to race 110 times, but you guys have started this. I think you two have started this program of taking time off when you need it and when you feel is necessary, and it's making a lot of sense to a lot of people. So I guess that's more of a statement than a question, but it seems to be gaining popularity among a lot of teams out there with crew members and so forth.
Yeah, of course. And, I think a lot of it just depends on, on the team, and the people that are involved in the team. And me personally, I've found more success not trying to, hit that big number of races. There's been plenty of years where I've scheduled over 100 races in a year and wanted to race every single one of them, but that never brought success. And, when I started analyzing a lot of things, and what's, most important, it wasn't hitting those, that big number of races. It was, hitting the races that make sense, the races that are going to make us money, and the races that we do race that if we don't win won't make us any money. We have to make sure we're in a must-win, we were in a must-win situation, and we have to make sure that we accomplish that. And we've been fortunate enough to do that, but we've, kind of, plan, put all that together, and like I said, analyzed it all, and what made sense for our team. And, taking the time to take a weekend off, here and there to kind of, like you said, recharge a little bit, just take a break, from it, because it becomes a lot. And you can sit down and make a race schedule for 120 races in the beginning of the year, and I was like, oh yeah, this don't look bad. But then you get to the middle of the summer and you're like, holy crap, like I want, like we need a break. This is awful, and you're drained. You're basically going through the motions, and success just doesn't, follow that mentality, at least not for me. So, I've just chosen a different avenue the last several years, and it's really panned out for me. So, but there's other teams out there that they like doing what they do, and they race as much as they possibly can, and and that's up to them. But I just, like I said, I think it depends on the person, the team, and everything that's goes behind it. But I look at things differently too, and as a team owner too, I also look at the money spent versus money made ratio, and I also know that if I'm out there racing 120 races a year, my money spent is going to be more than my money made, most likely. So we try to, like I said, pick and choose races very carefully, and what makes sense for our team. And now that we're part of the series, that's going to make it a lot easier for us too. So, because there's a lot of benefits being part of a series, and you have your tow packages, and then you have your points fund, and just everything else that goes along with the series, and that really helps your bottom line. So we're in a little bit more of a unique situation now than we have been in the last several years, but I'm looking forward to it.
Well, I think that you're in a unique situation as well, in the fact that you're from Pennsylvania, and so like during March when the high limits don't race, you could stay and sleep in your own bed every night and still get 3 races in on a weekend. I know there's still grueling days where you're at the track for 6 or 8 hours and probably hour, 2 hours of driving each time, but you can sleep in your own bed each night. So you could still pick up a few races in that downtime, so to speak, and still be at home the whole time.
Yeah, exactly. But we're going to be doing some traveling here. During the month of March, we'll be doing the outlaw races in Texas and Oklahoma before the high limit season really gets going there in April. And, we have, some, major partners based out of Texas, and we want to get down and, race in front of that crowd and in front of, our sponsors. And I think it's going to be a good time too. So, we also have, family down there, and just want to spend some time with them and be able to do some racing. So, but, what I say about it is that's a decision that we're making. We're not forced to do it. Right, so that's one really nice thing about, the high limit series is, we don't have to go race them, but we are. And if we decided just to stick around and race Pennsylvania or not race the whole month of March at all, then that's on us. So, but that's what I'm saying. It's just a very unique series that they put together, and it really helps, teams like, us with the way that we've kind of really kind of projected ourselves to be racing. Like I said, the last several years, how I've kind of formulated our team and how we want to, conduct business with the team and how we run things. It just really fits us. And, I'm excited that we have something now that really, meets our goals. And, for me to be a part of it is really, really, really cool. And I'm excited for it. So I think you're going to see, think you're going to see the series prosper and really grow at a really fast rate. So it's going to be exciting to watch and even more exciting to be a part of.
We're talking with Brent Marks here on QuickTime, the podcast. Brent, a new season comes new goals. What are your goals this year coming on the High Limit Tour full time?
Well, I've been fortunate and won some of the biggest races in the sprint car industry the last, few years. And I really want to go after a championship. So, my goal is to obviously win a high limit championship and be in contention there going into the last weekend down at Texas Motor Speedway and hopefully have a shot at it. So, we obviously want to go out there and win a bunch of races and win big crown jewel events like we have been doing. But, our primary goal is definitely to get a championship under our belts. So, and, I think we have the consistency and the capabilities to do it. And we just have to go out there and achieve that goal. So that's what I'm looking forward to this year. And that's what we're going to put our minds to and go out there and try to win it. So it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be one heck of a battle, and there's a lot of good competition and a lot of drivers that have committed to it. So it's going to be pretty cool storyline there all the way to the end.
So I'm kind of curious. I mean, you're a family-run race car team. What is the kind of the harder part of being, an owner driver as opposed to just being a guy that you hop in the car and you go? What are kind of the difficulties or the harder parts you have in a traveling series as, you're the owner and you're the driver?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard because you have to manage everything. And then, find the funding to do it. And then also have to worry about paying all the bills too. So, fortunately we have some great partners, involved with our race team and, partnered with Alan Murray and, he's been a huge asset to our team, since 2016. So, and then, kind of taking over the partnership role there at the start of the 2022 season. And, we've had a lot of success together. So it's hard, to not just show up and drive a car, but to, manage it all and to make sure that, the team has what they need to be able to be successful. So it's a difficult thing to juggle, but, it's a learning process every day and something I enjoy very much. And, it's definitely stressful at times and kind of gets you down at times just because of how hard it is. But, it's something that you overcome and achieve. And then once you reach those goals that you set for yourself, it's very rewarding. So it's just, something that means a lot to me. And, to be able to be in this position is just, very cool. And I'm just really proud of what we've been able to build over the last, oh man,
trying to
3
remember
years.
dates, lots of fun.
It's just crazy. We did it. We were on the Outlaw Tour for 3 years, and I decided to go try to drive for another team, and it just didn't work out. And then I got back, started, my team back up, and then we ended up partnering with Alan Murray and created Brent Marks Motorsports, and it's just really hit the ground running ever since then. So it's just really cool to see the growth that we've had over the last several years.
Well, on top of being owner and driver, then you get the hassle of, I don't know if it's a hassle, maybe it's a good hassle of having to man the t-shirt trailer. Is your wife in charge of that, or is that just another hat that you get to wear?
No, I mean, we have people in place that manage all the t-shirt end of things, and it's a very tough thing to juggle, but it's something that's necessary, and it's great to see all the merchandise out there and fans supporting our race team and me, and we have a pretty big fan base, so it's just really cool to see the support that we've been able to gather over the last few seasons. And it's a business in its own, man, and it's tough to juggle, but it's something that we also manage, and it's just really, really cool to see how much that part has grown too.
How much do you feel like you've learned from being on the Outlaws and then now doing the high limits? What do you feel like you've learned, from that experience to, kind of taking these couple years to kind of just be a true outlaw and then, put that into a series again. What kind of stuff do you take from those two sides?
Yeah, I mean, being on the Outlaw Tour was more of, growing as a person and as a driver and, just getting yourself out there and learning, different tricks at different racetracks of what works, what doesn't. And it was a hard, long 3 years for me on the Outlaw Tour. I will admit it was not the easiest in the world. And I never originally intended to give up on the Outlaw Tour. Just when I went to drive for another team, we just had different plans. And then, when I decided to start my team back up, I just decided to just do kind of what I wanted and didn't really want to strap myself down to a series and commit to anything. And so, I was able to kind of take that and grow a lot as a team owner and team manager and figure out what was going to work best for me to build success in the race team.
Now, Brent,
and that took us a few years. So it was, it was a challenge, but something that was very worthwhile.
Now, Brent, we would be remiss, and we'd probably catch a lot of flack if we didn't bring it up. We saw last year the return to 410 racing to our home track, Eagle Raceway, when the high limits rolled into town, and you were kicking ass. You were rolling the high side of that racetrack, and that hole in turn one bit you, man. Did you know about that hole at all? Did any of the locals warn you about it? Because the locals here know that hole's been there forever. But what was kind of going through your mind? You're running away with that race, and all of a sudden the shit hit the fan.
Yeah, I mean, I knew about the hole, and I spent all night making sure I hit it perfect every lap, so that way something stupid didn't happen. And just the one time I don't know, man. I swear I was probably off just like a quarter of a car or something, like just off just on my line, just a tick, and it caught wrong. And once some things start bouncing like that, you do everything in your power to stop it, and I just was not able to do it, and over she went. So that was pretty devastating. That was a heartbreaker, because I wanted to break through with a high limit win there. And, that series last year was kind of, my kryptonite. It just, every time I was in contention for a win, something dumb happened, and it prevented me from winning. And, I was in contention for a few wins, and I crashed out of every single one of them. So it was heartbreaking, but it's great that we get to go back this year, 50,000 to win race, and hopefully we can be in that same position, but end up on top instead of upside down.
What was your thoughts of you kind of roll in, you're getting everything ready for the night, hot laps are kind of rolling around, you kind of look up to the grandstands and see that place packed like that?
Yeah, it was really cool. I mean, what, didn't they delay the race for, I don't know, half hour or so just because of how long the line was to get in there? Yeah. It was just, it was really cool to see, and the support that we've seen throughout the country over, really the last 5 years has just been unreal. And the support that we've seen for High Limit last year was incredible too. And I hope to see that at every race this year. And it's good for our sport. It's good for the growth of the race teams, the drivers, and just everybody. So I'm hoping to, see that growth continue. And it's going to be a lot of fun to be a part of.
Well, we're all pretty excited about having you guys back at Eagle. That track is made for 410 sprint cars, and we used to get them there quite often, but now it's just the way things are with the owner and stuff. And we don't have any 410s in this state, really. We have maybe a couple, but we're really excited to have you guys come back, because the last half a dozen times the Outlaws or the 410s have been there, it's been amazing racing, and you guys did it again last year with what the show that you guys put on. It was really fun to be there and to watch.
Yeah, it puts on really good races, and that was only my second time being there. I was there I think it was 2017 on the Outlaw Tour. I was there, and didn't do so well that night, but went there last year and we had a really fast race car. So it just like I said, it was a heartbreaker that we weren't able to finish it off with the win. But still, great racetrack, a lot of fun, puts on some excellent racing, and very action packed, exciting to watch. So it's just I'm glad we get to go back again.
So being from Pennsylvania, so what is your one win that you've had there, as far as that you would say is your most proud time or moment? What win would that be?
If it was based here in Pennsylvania, that would be Williams Grove National Open. So I was fortunate enough to win that in 2019 and last year again. So that was awesome. And to win the National Open at Williams Grove, being based out of Pennsylvania and growing up in Pennsylvania, and if you want to win one race, it would be that race. So I'm a two-time winner of it, and I hope to contend for many more.
So is the Tuscarora 50, is that not as big as the National Open, or are they kind of the same, or what?
No, I mean, it's definitely gaining that reputation of being just as big. And, it's probably, I don't know, I'd probably say the last 4 years, it's, gained a lot of traction to become one of the biggest races in Pennsylvania. But Williams Grove National Open, you just have that history there, and it's just a crown jewel event in Pennsylvania. But Tuscarora 50 is definitely gaining traction to being right up there with the National Open. So I would expect that in the next few years to kind of be probably right there next to it. So but even to win that race today, it's a major accomplishment, and one that you would definitely want to put on your resume. So it's just so but I won that race back in, I think, 2015, the Tuscarora 50, and it was great to win it back then, but it didn't mean as much back then as it does today. So like I said, it's gaining traction. It's becoming bigger and bigger and bigger every year, and Port Royal does a fantastic job at building that event to what it has become today, and they're just going to continue building that event every single year, and it's really cool to see. And and we get to be a part of that again this year. So it's one of the races that I really do enjoy going to, and they have the fair associated with that race too. So it's just it's not just a race, it's a whole event. So it's just really cool.
That was a bucket list track for me, a bucket list event. We had it all set up 2 years ago, 3 years ago to go to, and just life happened and we didn't make it. But that's definitely a bucket list track I want to get to.
Yeah, Port Royal is really cool. They've put a lot of money in that facility and has built it to one of the premier tracks in the country, and they do a great job with it, and it puts on some really good racing. And to be there in person and watch some of those events, it's really exciting. So yeah, anytime you guys get a chance to come, you definitely should.
I want to get that hot turkey.
It's all about food.
And potatoes and gravy.
Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, that dinner is pretty famous there, especially during Fair Week at the Tuscarora 50. I think it's at the church stand. So
yeah,
I know
there
people.
You go, Brad.
People talk about that every year.
So what is left on your bucket list wins? Like what is what is left for you to win that you really want to win?
I mean, I would love to win Knoxville Nationals. I'm been in contention, twice now, and I'll admit, Knoxville's kind of one of my harder tracks. I don't know why. It's just some people just have tracks that are just hard to them, and Knoxville's one of them. So, we've been pretty fast there lately, and like I said, I've been in contention to win that race. Just have come up short a couple times, so we just have to get better. I got to get better there as a driver, and to be able to put together solid 50 laps is just at Knoxville is really hard. So that's one of my goals, is to continue to get better at Knoxville, and hopefully one day just go out there and dominate that thing and win it. So we're trying as hard as we can to get better there and to put ourselves in contention to win that race every year. So that's just something that we have to continue working hard on.
Brent, before we let you go, I want to ask you, we talk about these crown jewel events, the Knoxville Nationals, the National Open, the Tusky 50. Do you find it harder to win those events versus just a normal, regular outlaw show or a high limit show at these tracks just because of the pressure you put on yourself? Because it is the name, the Knoxville Nationals, the National Open, etc.
I mean, if you would have asked me that question, 10 years ago, I would say yes. But, I've been doing this for so long now and been racing against the same guys for so long now in the competition. To me, it's just another race, and, you have this mindset of, obviously, you want to go out there and win it just because of how much, money these races pay and the prestige of winning these races. But I just think it just comes with experience. You just don't think of putting the pressure on yourself like that anymore, like you would have if you're, younger and really want to, make a name for yourself. So, I've felt like I've earned everything that has been, awarded to me. And it's just, like I said, I just go out there and treat it as another race. I race against the same guys. So it's not like, anything's different. So, it's easier to beat yourself at these races than your competition.
It definitely will be interesting to see the Knoxville Nationals this year with you got the Outlaws and the High Limits now colliding at one big race. I mean,
they're the same. They're the same drivers.
Same cars that were there last year, Josh. Same cars that were there last year.
Brent, excuse Josh. We're still trying to educate him on sprint car racing.
Yeah.
That's all good.
I have last question, I think.
Uh-oh.
When is the paint scheme reveal? Have we done that yet?
It's not a paint scheme anymore. They wrap cars.
I know.
Yeah. No, we haven't done that. I mean, I've wanted to do it this week by now, but I've been sick. So hopefully get back to the shop there tomorrow and just finish up some small detail stuff. And hopefully by Friday, Saturday, we'll be able to release something. So we'll see.
Okay, give us a tidbit. Is there a color change?
It's red.
There's probably some white in it.
No. There's some black in it, I'll guarantee you.
Same number.
It's not much different than what we've had done now.
Okay.
So, but
Brad was all excited.
So yeah, we got a new partner that we brought on board for this season. So we're excited about that and ready to announce that here soon.
Sounds good. Well, Brent, I want to thank you for jumping on QuickTime with us tonight. Good luck in the next coming weeks down in Florida with the Outlaws and the High Limits, and we can't wait to see you back at Eagle Raceway here when you guys roll back into town in, what is it, June or July?
Yeah.
June, I think.
Yeah.
So, I really appreciate you guys having me on. Thank you.
I hope you guys have the same weather in Florida that the 360s had last weekend because they were all wearing T-shirts. So hopefully that works out for you guys.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, I hope so too. That'd be great.
Hopefully you start feeling better too.
Yeah, me too. It's I'm afraid it's going to be a little rough here for the next few days, but hopefully everything will be good by the time we get down south.
All right, sounds good. Thanks again, Brent. We'll talk to you later.
Thanks, Brent.
See
ya.
Hello, and welcome to the Amazing Pizza Machine, Omaha's award-winning play and buffet experience. With over 60,000 square feet of indoor food and fun. First, feast your eyes on this. Our amazing buffet is packed full of delicious choices and is super convenient for families, groups, and folks of all ages. Yes, pizza is our middle name, but our unlimited buffet has so much more. And for the 21 and older club, we serve beer and wine available by the glass. Our amazing arcade is one of the largest in the Midwest and is something for all ages, with over 170 of the latest and greatest video and arcade games, as well as rides and attractions. Voted Omaha's best family entertainment center and best place for birthday parties, the Amazing Pizza Machine is the perfect destination for any celebration, and we hope to see you soon.
Join Stars photographer BA and Off-Ice official Gene Cotter for Thunderstruck, the unofficial Lincoln Stars podcast, where we talk with your favorite Lincoln Stars players, coaches, and alumni.
Oh, it was a great night, yeah. Beat them in their own rink just before the buzzer. It was something special for sure.
I don't want to call it a surprise because I knew that there was a great, rich history for hockey here in Lincoln. But I was really happy to see the fans come back in droves and be such a great supporter for us.
I might have to throw my roommate under the bus.
Uh-oh.
I think Sato doesn't have the best tape jobs. He actually just spray painted all his sticks white on the bottom of them. I think he's copying some NHLer he's looking up to, but I don't know. I think it's dusty. I think a lot of guys think it's sick, though.
To let them in penalty minutes back before they handed out those little 10-minute wussy misconducts on everything with 265. Thunderstruck the podcast all season long right here on the Anchor app or wherever you find your favorite podcast.
You've been thunderstruck.
Let's get this circus on down the road. We're taking bets about a tank and gas will go. Call up your best friend, there comes your mom. About to do some shit that you ain't seen before. There ain't no back door. There ain't no
Man, they are cussing in the Nickelback song, Brad. I can't have this on the podcast.
I didn't hear any F-bombs.
Anyways, welcome back to QuickTime, the podcast. I want to thank Brent Marks for jumping on with us, man. It's nice to have a professional race car driver on here who's done interviews before and can, dive into our idiotic questions.
Make it sound good.
Especially questions from Mr. Jive Monkey over here. I'm gonna call it. That's your new nickname. Everybody calls me BA. We got IB Racing over there. We got Jive Monkey right here.
And that's what he's picked because it's right on the side of his
right
race
on his
car.
race car.
I joked when I was doing videos for my daughter, I was gonna do Jive Monkey Productions. I do remember that because I was like, well, I'll just do something goofy. And my son has my gamer tag on PlayStation. It's Jive Turkey. And he goes, Dad, why do I keep getting called Turkey? And I go, well, because it's in the name of your thing.
Yeah, speaking of PlayStation, man, you need to get that Xbox fired up, and we need to play some Red Dead Redemption on there again. I've been diving into that game, going around killing some cowboys and stuff. And
I've been trying to play video games again, but it's just not. I think when you get older, it's just not there anymore.
Well, when you're sick, you can't do a whole hell of a lot.
Very
So
true.
I've been diving into Red Dead Redemption a little bit. Brad, you ever play video games when you were
Did they have video games
When
when
I
you
was
were
a
kid?
little kid, we had Atari.
a little Frogger action?
Yeah, absolutely.
Little Rad Racer
And
on
that-
the original
and
Nintendo?
That tennis game that would boop, 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 boop.
Oh,
boop.
with the bars.
It's called Pong.
Pong.
Yeah.
Pong.
Yeah. Those were our video games, and I haven't gotten into them.
I remember playing the Atari on the little black and white TV
Yeah.
with the little Frogger trying to jump across the little highway action there.
Nowadays, you can buy the little things, set it up. There you go, Brad.
I got better things to do. Mow my yard.
Oh hell yeah, mow the yard, man!
Blow snow blower.
Pretty soon you're gonna put down some pre-emergent down
adult
and,
things,
and get your
absolutely.
stuff going.
Yes, sir.
I pay a guy to do that.
My grass is still green from last year. I put
Hell
so much
yeah.
fertilizer on it.
That's what I'm talking about, brother.
I think Brandon would just mow his apartment complex. He'd be like,
Dude,
just get
if
the
I
mower,
could,
I'll do it for
if
you,
they
buddy.
if they would buy the stuff for it, I would fucking do it in a heartbeat, man.
Knock off a couple. Knock off $50 or
No, that you got to knock off more than $50 because
They give him a push
Have you
mower.
seen my shit before? It was looking good.
That's
That's more than $50 worth of work right there, boys.
Yeah, because you had all the fancy equipment too, so you were
Laying down
rocking and rolling.
stripes, putting down pre-emergent, some
absolutely
Milo down, and getting my shit going.
Hey, my grass was green this last year.
Yeah, but you didn't put in the work,
Josh,
man.
you ought to
It's-
pay him to do it.
It's more
I
satisfying
asked him once. He said no.
because you can't afford me.
I can't. He's very expensive.
I know this. But it's even more satisfying when you can look out your yard and you know you did the work yourself.
Absolutely.
I know I mow it.
Not very
And
well.
I watered it.
Not very well.
Hey, last year it was better. You
It
guys
came a
both
long
have to
way.
admit
It
that.
came a long way
It was
than what it
dirt
was. That's for
before,
sure.
and now it's grass.
It was so far gone. It's going to take a couple years to get it to a real nice.
All right, spray paint works really well.
It does, man. A little green spray paint. We're here on Long Time Coming, talking grass and pre-emergence here in the off season.
It's amazing what topics that we can bring
I
up
always-
that we just hammer on.
I always thought I was going to start a lawn mowing business and call it the Mow Master. No yard too hard for the Mow Master.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh my gosh.
Love
All right,
it.
so back to racing news.
All right, Josh, coming back from the break, you want us to pick some season champions for the Outlaws and the High Limits.
Did we even pay attention to this last
Do
year?
you remember last year how well we did?
I don't even know. No, I don't.
So in the All-Stars, we picked the All-Stars and we picked the Outlaws.
Brad picked the guy who wasn't running the All-Stars.
Peck dropped off,
yeah,
which was Brad's pick. And I think
I picked Sunshine.
Okay, so me and you picked Sunshine.
I think I picked Sunshine.
And then, well, technically Sunshine's team won. But then on the Outlaw side, picked...
Corey Lyson won the championship.
Lyson won and Rudine.
Yeah. Not the team. Yeah.
It came down to the last race.
Oh, Rudine actually beat.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I forgot about that. So yeah, so neither one of us won on that one.
Nope.
Outlaws, David Gravel is picked by both of you.
Yep.
He was runner-up. And then I think I picked Logan Schuchart.
I think you did too.
And
so some fucking jack off.
None of us picked the champion. So, we got better odds maybe this year. So the rules are we cannot pick the same driver. So we got to figure out a way.
How the fuck is that a rule? Because you want us to pick.
Last year, that's what we did.
Yeah, you want me to pick who I think is going to win the championship. It's going to be the same guy Brad picks for the High Limits.
It can't be the same rule because if you two picked Sunshine for the High Limit or for the All-Stars,
Josh is just changing up rules.
Year.
No, this year.
Okay, Brad, you're going to...
Never mind. Well, okay,
right.
well, if you want to pick the same guy, you pick the same guy.
Yes.
Because obviously it didn't matter any last year. We didn't pick the winner. All right, so we will start with Brad.
Go.
We'll let Brad go first.
High Limit or Outlaws?
We'll start with Outlaws.
Gravel.
Any reason why?
Because he's been second for 2 years in a row, and now the competition and Brad Sweet is gone, so it's his. It's his to lose.
The king has left the building.
It's his to lose.
All right, Brandon.
Steve Kins has been retired a long time. But
My bad.
Gravel.
Napa man.
I'm not a fucking idiot.
I'm going against you guys. I'm going out. I'm doing my pick.
He's picking Bill Rose, guys. He's picking Bill Rose.
No. I am picking
Landon Crawley.
Dear Lord.
Just say it.
So he's going to be winning the Rookie of the Year, and he's going to be winning the championship. His name is Michael Buddy Kofoid. He's doing it.
Or a Kofoid.
Kofoid.
Just checking this is Mountain Dew.
That is my pick.
Just for the hell of it, if not who we just picked, who's your next pick?
Carson Macedo.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to pick.
I mean, it's not rocket science here, bud.
It is not. That's why I
Okay,
picked
who's
Kofoid.
your number two?
Who is my number two?
Just guess. If Buddy doesn't win, who's going to win it?
It is going to be, I'd probably pick Macedo. I'd pick Macedo over Gravel.
Okay.
Oh, God, you're...
All right, High Limit
You're kicking
means I
Dave
pick
Gravel
first.
in the dick.
I'll pick last this time. So,
All right,
Josh,
I'll go first since you guys went first and second. I can't remember who I had now. I'm going Brent Marks. That was my pick. I think he's going to put a championship together. He's got a championship team to do it. So, yeah, that's my pick.
You're picking Brent Marks. No offense to Brent Marks. He's won some big fucking races against Brad Sweet, the 5-time and defending World Outlaw champion.
This is a new series, boys.
Yeah, one that Brad Sweet owns.
It's the same but different. Yeah. I'm just writing down 49 for the both of us.
Yeah, but they have 49.
Okay, what about Rico? You're saying Rico is not?
That would be my second pick.
Really? You'd pick Rico over Marks?
Yeah.
I would probably.
Did you listen to the interview we just had with Brent Marks?
Yes.
His kryptonite last year was the High Limit Series.
Yeah,
He's now running the High Limit Series full time. Rico's won a shit ton of High Limit races in last year.
And it's been 2 years, 3 years since he's been out to California.
And don't get me wrong,
Now he's
Brent
got a lot of
Marks is going to be a
California
top
races.
contender in the High Limit Series.
He'll be for sure top 3 or 4. Absolutely.
But we're picking a champion here.
Yep.
All right, I changed my mind. I'll go Rico.
No.
All right, I'm sticking with Marks.
Rico will be your number 2 pick on that.
I definitely think Marks can do it. That's just my opinion. Just like
He can do it.
He
has the team. He has the talent to do it. But Brad Sweet, 5-time World Outlaw champion.
All right, so you guys are going chalk on both series.
We're doing what?
Going chalk, meaning you're picking the favorites. Basically, would be the favorites.
Well, you want me to pick the champion? Who we think is going to be the champion?
Who's your
They're favorites for a reason.
Who's your second pick? Rico?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're all going to pick Rico
All right.
for the second pick.
So we picked that. All right. So
No surprises.
So do we want to do charters? Do we think who will be your top 5 in charters?
Is it top 5 in charters? That's who. It's the top 5 who gets a charter.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go. Brad Sweet, Rico.
We all agree on that. I think Marks.
Marks will be a top 5 contender for sure.
So we all agree on those 3.
I think
So
McFadden will be up there.
Okay.
And I'm thinking you can't sleep on Corey Day.
Okay.
Nothing against Eliason and Courtney, but if you're picking top 5, I think those will be the guys.
How does Courtney do out in California? I don't know if he's ever.
He's run a lot of midgets out there and stuff.
But not
so.
sprint cars.
Yeah, he raced he raced last year. Did he race the 57 car out there?
Yeah, he's raced a couple races out there in sprint cars.
Yeah, he's familiar. He's so versatile. He's good.
Yeah, he's good anywhere.
He's just
but
like Brent.
I mean, you can swap out Day with Courtney any day of the week. I think
I'm gonna drop Day off of that pick and put in Peck. I just think.
Oh yeah, I forgot
Peck
about
is,
you're a big Pecker liker.
Wow. Sure.
Did you have some of my Mountain Dew?
No, I've been drinking high noons all night, boys.
I think Justin Peck, Day's got the team to put him up there.
Don't forget he has a World Outlaw champion. Guiding his team.
Just doesn't have the.
He doesn't have the experience by any means, but we're looking for a top 5 in points.
He's proven last year that he's so damn versatile. He is good at everywhere. I mean, he jumps in the 7BC and finishes, what was it, second?
Yeah.
In a track that he's never been to before. So Day's definitely a contender in there as well. So.
How does Day do on half miles? I'm just curious.
Has
he ever really ran half miles?
Yeah, oh yeah, he's run Knoxville. He did good at Knoxville in the Nationals last year.
Fast as fuck, boys.
Yeah, he's good. He's good. That's just all. I mean, if you don't count Day out, you can't count Day out of anything. He's young. He's got the guts. He hasn't had that really hard crash yet, so he doesn't know the limits, and he balls to the wall. He's got a great team surrounding him, so he's gonna be right there.
Well, kind of to then move into I had sent you guys a text today about Tim's versus Day.
Day.
I know you'd pick Day, but do you think?
Why are we fucking talking about it?
Do you think that Day is going to have a harder learning curve being on a series?
It's all the same learning curve, man. You hit the road, you're traveling the same miles, you're running basically the same tracks. Even if it's pick and choose, you're still picking the high money races when you're on a pick and choose schedule. So you're running the same miles, you run the same tracks, you're going through the same experience. The only difference is the team that you have behind him. And right now, Corey Day has a better team behind him than Ryan Timms did.
And when you texted me today, that's what I was going to allude to, the fact that they both got great talent. They have a lot of success. I think Tim struggled last year because he does not have the team that Corey Day has. Jason Myers has the experience, so he's level-headed. He can calm Day down or pep him up. He's been through it before. He's gone through the whole gamut of traveling with the World of Outlaws, the miles and everything. Tim's his primary experience was 360s, and last year he dabbed into the 410s and he struggled because there were so many different variables there, and Day's he's got the advantage because of his upbringing. He's got a lot of 410 experience in California. He's surrounded by the right people. The Clausen is there. He's got advantage team.
Well, I do know Tim said that a lot of the reasons why he struggled as bad last year was because every time he raced a 410, he was racing high limits, outlaws. I mean, he's in all-stars. He's racing against the best of the best as opposed to showing up at Knoxville or Huset's like he was doing.
I see that, but I see that as an excuse because you see the talent that comes out of California, right?
Oh, yeah.
Corey Day had like 15 wins last year. Most of it were in California.
Yeah.
He was in, where did he race the 7BC car? Was that in Bloomington? Was that in Indiana? Anyway, he finished his second.
Kokomo, wasn't it?
He finished his second. Never been to the track against the best of the best.
Right.
And so Tim struggled because he didn't have all the pieces of the team that he needed to surround himself.
So I don't want to name any names, but I'm standing in line at a racetrack waiting to sign in the pit shack. And I can overhear, you overhear conversations all the time. And I will say this is at a midget race. And I hear a conversation behind me. Ryan Timms is scheduled to be at this race, and they're talking about how they think he can do. And we know damn well that Ryan Timms was running for Keith Coons in the midget last year. And I hear behind me that if he can forget what Jimmy Jones is teaching him, which is a crew chief on his 410 race car, he's going to be damn good.
Wow. Is he still his crew chief?
So I don't know.
He's still his crew chief.
Let me say this. I don't know Jimmy Jones at all. I mean, he could be a hell of a crew chief. Obviously, it's a name that's I know that's been around in the sprint car world, and he's won some races. But when you hear conversations like that, I don't know if this guy's just talking shit.
Well, even
but if you look, he did struggle in that 410. So if he could, and he did good in the midget. So if he can forget some of the bad habits that he's been learning, it could be from the crew chief. It could be just being a 17-year-old kid.
But with that said, they have the 360 figured out. They just can't. They just need a little bit extra in the 410.
But if you listen to any of the drivers we talk on here, that what's the difference between driving a 360 and 410? There's a difference. There's habits you can pick up, and obviously those habits might be good in a 360, and you're picking up those habits. They don't transfer to a 410.
Right. And Ryan Timms has the 360 figured out. It's just he struggles with the 410.
Yeah, he won this past weekend.
And the habits could be showing in the 410.
Now,
so I don't
get me wrong. I never
it.
drove a fucking sprint car in my life. Probably never will. So I don't know, but it's just conversations that you hear around the racetrack.
Many drivers have said that. They have been on our podcast that there's a big difference, and you can pick up bad habits that really shine through in the 410s. So.
Luis said that, remember?
Yeah.
He said that
but
he
like
would
I
start
said,
his
I don't
kid
want
in.
to talk shit about Jimmy Jones. I don't know him by any means. So it's just a conversation I overheard while waiting to sign into at the pit gate, and there might have been some truth to it because he did struggle in that 410 last year.
If this year will be Ryan Timms' breakout year, if he learned anything from last year, he'll put it to use this year. They got the money. They got the sponsorship. The team is roughly the same as last year. So whether the Jimmy Johnson thing or Jones thing is legit or not, I have no idea. But now that they've seen most of the tracks.
And don't forget, we're on our second year of that new tire.
Yeah. So, he had a good race last weekend. So, but they struggled I shouldn't say struggled. They were off a tick the first two nights, but the last night they had everything dialed in.
Well, Tim's even said in an interview that he had a harder time going from the midget to the 410. Like when he would be running the midget and then he would switch over.
Different fucking animal.
But he had an easier time going from the 410 to the midget because the speed difference.
Yeah, it slows everything down.
Yeah.
Right. And so
I mean, if prime example, if we're going to talk local racing here, look at Jack Dover. He did okay in a 360, right? His first couple years, he did okay in a 360. He went to Knoxville and ran that 410. Came back and ran the 360 national tour and was kicking everybody's ass. Mm-hmm. It's because of that speed difference. He went up there and coming back to that 360 just slowed everything down for him.
Well, even Tim said that he's planning on running more half miles this year. That's kind of one of their goals. So he said that he's going to run, 30 races with USAC, 30 races with Extreme with Keith Coons, and then hit more, half miles, even in Pennsylvania. And it isn't even going to be on nights where, like the big series are there. It's just to keep that speed, he said. Like in those half miles, that's where the most speed is getting used. So he wants to do that.
Yep.
So
I believe it.
All right, Josh, do you have him on here? I don't know why you have it on here, but it says James McFadden told Jeremy Elliott that he only has 2 years left racing in the United States.
Yeah. Yeah, because he says because his son.
Good to know.
No, but do you think it's kind of sad to hear, a talent like him we're going to lose him in 2 years, to go back to his home, but it just kind of sucks, I think. Do you agree?
I think it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is, man. That's life.
He will vacate the 83 Junior, and driver number 2 will jump into the 83 Junior, and we'll never know that McFadden was here.
The only difference was he won't be having his shoeies in victory lane.
Yeah,
that's true.
He'll dump it into his helmet and tip it back.
What's the biggest race he's won? Like if you had to have a crown jewel race,
he hasn't had a crown.
I think he's won some crown jewel stuff in Australia.
In Australia,
right.
absolutely, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know big races in Australia. I know they make a big deal about the Classic, which is apparently the Knoxville Nationals of Australia racing.
Right.
I think he's won that race.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know much history about Australian racing other than the name George Tatnell, and George Tatnell is the king of Australian racing.
Yeah, I mean, he even.
I would say Rush is.
Gary Rush, another good one. Max Dumsney, another good one.
He's
So
got-
that would be your that would be the equivalent
like
of
the,
of Sammy,
the Mount Rushmore
Kinzer,
of
Yeah, the
Kinzer,
Mount Rushmore of Australia.
and
Yeah,
Wolfie.
absolutely. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's going to suck to see him go, but drivers come and go every year, and it's just reload them and get going again. So he hasn't been here long enough to develop a huge fan base. So, we are obviously all aware of him. He's a great driver, but it's just going to.
He's only really came on the scene since joining that 83 car. I mean,
right.
The cars he was in before, he was in the 3G for a while. That I know that we've been familiar
the
with.
Cindy Norman car.
But other than that, I mean,
Casey Caney drove for him.
Yeah,
for a little bit,
but before that, I mean, since going into those top end cars, that's when he kind of made a name for himself
Right.
here in the United States.
Yeah,
in my
so-
opinion.
It is what it is. It's not. I'm not gonna lose any sleep over him vacating it. But
Well, do we want to hit next question then?
Do you know what the next question is?
Yeah. What race event are you most looking forward to going to,
Or in Josh's
watching
case,
at home? Besides the Knoxville Nationals.
Eagle, Knoxville Nationals.
this one will always be number one in my book, and it's the midget race at Jefferson County Speedway.
I have an update on that. My daughter wants to go to the fish fry part of it, or
That you had an update.
that's the update. So I might be going to all 3 nights.
What we need to do, we need to get Brad to take his camper out there.
We talked about this. I couldn't figure out.
You
why
guys would have to
campers
sleep together because I only have 2 beds.
I'll sleep on the floor. I'll sleep in a fucking tent if it means I don't have to sleep in a bed with Josh.
Hey, sweet! I get a bed.
That's fine.
Yeah, get that.
I just need a place to charge camera
that.
batteries and sit inside when it's hot as balls outside in the AC.
Get that catfish fry.
But-
It was a fish fry, wasn't it? Or was it a
Shrimp boil.
Shrimp boil.
She
Shrimp boil.
really wants to try that.
But no, I mean, I'm all for going down there. I mean, and even the drive down to Fairbury and back's not that big of a deal. But there's nothing better, and Brad knows this, than camping at the racetrack.
Yeah, camping at the racetracks at the
What
bottom.
is, so like I've done that
It's
at
so much fun.
Knoxville, and it's but my brother goes and stays actually in the North Campground now.
You need to deal with cool
But,
people.
Yeah, he
Not your brother's not cool.
Dang.
But
he stays with the Drouds.
There is a different level between your experiences with the
Yeah.
group you stay with.
Yeah.
By all means.
The group that I stay with, we're all much older than when we first started. So the party has died way down. Afterwards, we come back and we hang out for about an hour, and then we're all in bed. Before, we would watch the sun come up. It was the race was who's going to hit the podium tonight.
Yep.
And even though you got the podium, that means you're the loser because
You're up all the goddamn
dead
night.
tired the next day. But that was the race. We had parties. We did all kinds of
The
stuff.
bus house gang.
Yeah.
And now they're this kind of a retirement home over there
Yeah,
now.
now.
So.
retirement.
But they saddle up.
They do.
They keep going. But no, the party was a lot of fun. But now that we're all older and arguably wiser, the parties are much less, more tame now than they ever have been. So it's just fun. You're hang out all day long talking racing. You're so busy doing nothing, you run out of time.
Yeah.
And
Time just gets away from you.
absolutely.
You're hanging out, drinking a pop or two, talking to people you don't even know.
You go up to Midway 5 times a day just in case you miss something the first 4 times.
Is your fear of missing out on something?
Somebody might have had a new T-shirt design that they just put up, or just meeting some different people.
Oh
and-
crap! I hear Sammy Swindell's walking the midway. I better go.
Go,
Go see
go.
Sammy. Or I hear Brian Brown's at the T-shirt trailer. We need to go see Brian.
Yeah. So it's
Hey
great.
Josh, did you know Kyle Larson's at the trailer? Let's go. Let's get
Dude,
up.
that line's way too long to stand in.
But to get back to your question though, I don't have anything that I extremely look forward to. 3 years ago, I was looking forward to Port Royal, but realistically today, I don't plan on doing anything special except for going to maybe Huset's once, but going to Knoxville, going to Eagle, hitting Beatrice at the end of the year.
Outlaw
maybe
Speedway
maybe
again?
with Norfolk.
Outlaw Speedway.
Or Outlaw
Off-road.
Off-road.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
one.
Jesus Christ.
I'll go back to Norfolk. That was a fun track. The
Haven't been there
facilities,
yet.
That's
the
how you got
facilities
I
are
haven't
nothing.
been there yet.
The facilities are nothing to write home about, but the track was very racy and very fun.
There you go.
Brad's not letting the cat out of the bag yet, but he's excited for the Race Saver Nationals.
Yeah.
Are you, Brad?
No, I'm not. I'll go to that about as many times as I've gone the last 4 or 5 years. And that's none.
I guarantee you, if you had nothing to do and your wife said you can go out and do whatever, it's going on.
I don't know.
You might come out and hang out at the racetrack.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see.
All right, Josh, what do you got?
All right, so these are questions.
No, what event are you looking
what
forward
event
to?
Am I looking forward to? To be honest, I'm just looking forward to Sunday nights watching Huset's. That's my favorite thing to do in the summer right now is Sunday nights before I got to work the next day. But I enjoy watching Huset's. I mean, it's funny how I went from being I always enjoyed Knoxville to Sunday night. I mean, it's what the race is on, and that's what I want to watch. And it's I don't know. I guess Huset's in general. I enjoy watching that racetrack.
You know what's better than watching Huset's on the TV?
What's that, Brandon?
Going to Huset's.
Dealing with a slow computer should not be a part of your daily grind. You may be thinking it's time for a new computer, but it may actually not be. A hard drive upgrade from Taylor Computers and Repair could be just what your computer needs. I know computer lingo can be pretty confusing at times, but let me put it to you this way. You're running your race car at I-80 Speedway when it's geared for Eagle Raceway. It's not that you need a new race car or a new computer at that, it's that you just need to re-gear it. That's where a hard drive upgrade comes into effect. Windows 10 was simply not designed to run on old style hard drives, so getting a new solid state drive will drastically speed up your computer. The best part is, all of your files and settings are going to be exactly how you left them when you get your computer back. Give me a call today, 402-659-5641, or find me on Facebook, Tailored Computers and Repair.
Race night just got better with MRP Fantasy Racing on My Race Pass app. Make your picks for hundreds of events each race night and become the ultimate fantasy racing champion. Challenge your friends and play along with thousands of others. You can even earn attendance points for playing at each event. Download My Race Pass app on Google Play and app stores. Subscribe to the All Access plan today. My Race Pass, the ultimate racing resource.
I'm driving black on black. Just got my license back. I've got this feeling in my face. This train is coming off the track. I'll ask Malide if the devil needs a ride because the angel on my ride ain't hanging out with me tonight.
Well, since Brad Brown has poor taste in music, it's Nickelback all the time here on QuickTime the podcast. Welcome back, boys. Got anything else before we wrap up the show, man? Any plans this week? What's been going on? Again, I know Josh has been watching racing on TV.
I always am watching racing on TV. Actually, I'm going to be watching soccer tomorrow.
Is there any sprint car racing on this weekend?
Not this weekend, I don't believe. Right now at East Bay, I believe it is the UMP Modifieds coming in this weekend. I was joking with your brother Nate. He's going out to Orlando for a dance competition. I was like, you need to go out to East Bay. Last year out there.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's UMP and Modifieds out there, not sprint car races. That's in 2 weeks. So if he goes out there, he's going to be watching some Modifieds. Lucas Oil late models are out there on Sunday night, but I think they fly back on Sunday. So
Yeah, because they fly out tomorrow, and then, they fly back on Sunday.
yeah.
Well, so no racing for me. I don't have any.
You're not watching the late models at all? I mean,
I thought you became our late model fan
Well,
last year.
I'm liking them. Doesn't mean I'm going to sit there and watch them all the time.
If they're on.
If I got life happening, and if life happens, I am not going to sit. I'm not changing my plans to watch a race on TV. I am going to do my life events, and then if I'm bored and doing nothing, I will watch something on.
If he's in the shitter, it's going to be a while. He's going to pull up Flow Racing on the phone.
I got my own dance class on Sundays.
That's right. How is the dance class going, Brad? How's that going?
The first night, or the first afternoon, my wife and I both struggled, and I hated it.
She's already dancing circles around you, though, right?
The second night got snowed out. The third time, my wife was sick, so we didn't go. So last Sunday was my fourth time, but actually the second time. And I went in with a more open mind, and I'm like, screw it. We got to have fun. We're here. and we both had fun, and it was all right. I still suck at dancing.
It doesn't matter if you're good or not, as long as you're having fun. You're spending quality time with the lovely lady.
We had fun, and I tell you what, we had to rotate partners every now and then. You know, the guys are supposed to be the drivers; they're the leaders, and the lady.
Right.
I'll tell you what, there are a lot more female drivers than there are male drivers. Man, the ladies try to lead you all the damn time.
Yeah, because they're batting for the other team.
Well, because the guys usually know what they're doing, so it's like,
yeah,
all right,
obviously the guys do not know what they're doing.
The guys are supposed to lead though, and when you have two drivers, you end up in the hallway instead of on the dance floor, and
pulling out the red flag, aren't you?
It's so hard. So I will say that my wife, she was good at following on Sunday instead of leading. So we picked it up and we got better. We got a long way to go. Don't kid yourself, but we got better with the cha cha cha,
what was the
country
name of these
swing,
dances?
and the I don't even remember. There's 3 of them, but.
All right, before I ask you this question, I need to know, does your wife listen to the program?
No.
Or does your daughter listen to the program?
Neither.
Were there any ladies you were excited to dance with other than your wife?
No.
That what a man.
No.
What a man right
No.
there.
Was there any nervous that they were going to come fly at you, and you're like, oh my God, watch out?
Yeah, any ladies who were like, oh God, I hope you don't come my way.
I danced with every one. There was 22 people, 11 couples, and I had to dance with each one of them in that hour. So, it was just dance. But no, there was just
dancing, man. Remind you of the time, any times at the college days, going out to the bars and hitting the dance floors?
No, I didn't dance.
I heard.
I mean, I hear Jive Monkey's a pretty good dancer himself.
Oh, here we go. So I heard a rumor that a guy that owed you some money
Oh,
were around
yes.
him. Did he ever pay you? Mr. Danny Nee?
Yeah, I texted you.
No, absolutely not.
I texted you a photo. I'm like, who's this old guy Brian's with? And you're like, Danny Nee. I go, did you get that motherfucking money he owes you?
He still owes me $25. No.
Hey,
that
if
ship
it was
has
me,
sailed.
he wouldn't be walking out of there, man. He'd be having some busted kneecaps.
He's so old he might break a hip just walking out of there. So that.
And I was
ship
like,
has
who
sailed.
the heck is this old guy? And you're like, it's Danny Nee. I was like, did you get your money?
You did text me that. Did you get your money? No. Still owing me $25.
So in dance
It's like $250 with interest, right?
Yeah, no shit.
in dance class, how would you rate yourself between the guys? Are you like one of the better ones or one of the kind of down in the
All the
zone?
guys
I'm the
suck.
best.
Yeah.
I'm the best.
You're the best?
I'm the best.
Yeah, the best there is, the best there was.
Never undersell
the best there
yourself.
ever will be.
Never undersell yourself.
Yeah, Josh. You got to have confidence
Now,
in yourself.
if you ask my wife, I probably am not the best dancer, but I'm the best dancer.
Yeah.
Nah, there's I don't know. It's hard to
Y'all
judge.
learning.
We're just learning the basic steps right now. We're not cutting the rug. We're just.
So did they? I'm just curious because me and my wife were talking
Is this
about
conversational off the air because none of our guests.
This is my last.
No, this is the best part about the podcast here. People love the random shit that we talked about other than racing.
My wife we were kind of curious, like, so when they teach you the class, do they have like tape on the floor that says, feet go here, or do you have to physically just watch and try to mimic what they're doing?
The instructor shows you a couple times, and then she stands and you look in the mirror and try to do it, and she just counts 1, 2, 3, 4, or whatever it is, and no,
That'd be hard to watch yourself.
She'll walk around and she'll give you pointers and stuff, but no, there's no.
Get your hand off her butt.
No,
that's
sway your hips.
Yeah.
So what it sounds to me like is you need to bring the a class pamphlet next week. Give it to Josh and his wife.
Yeah, my wife wouldn't want to do that.
Let's all meet at the Playboy Ballroom on a Sunday night, and we can go boot, scoot, and boogie.
Alrighty. No.
With the Rumbles? Playmore,
I used to go to
Sunday?
that. I did actually used to go.
That's my biggest fear after this dance class. My wife's going to say, hey, now that we know how to dance, let's go to Playmore.
Let's go. Let's go.
Ixnay that idea.
What's wrong with that? It's just a nice night out with your wife. Can't complain. Meanwhile, you guys all have something going on. Meanwhile, I'm sitting at home.
Hey, you could go out there
naked,
and dance.
Eating Cheetos in a beanbag chair.
Okay, I do have a comment, Brandon. Just because I'm curious, who was the one that told you? You posted on Facebook that someone said the way I looked at somebody, I look like a stalker or something like that. Did someone really tell you that?
Oh, dude, I don't want to even get into that right now.
I read that and I was like, what?
All right. I'll get into it, man.
You said this is the best part of the show.
Yeah, I'll get it. Fuck it. Who cares?
Let's hear it, Brandon.
So, anyways, there's this girl. Talked to her a little bit. Wanted to go out with her, right? Nothing really happened from it. But she does send me some photos every now and then, right?
Okay, of what, her dog?
No, you know,
Dude, you have to know what you're talking about. Yeah.
My bad.
of her kitty.
Her beaver.
Well, anyways, no, and I get this, right? And I'm like, hey, it's looking pretty good, blah, blah, blah. And, we should go out and whatnot. Never does it. So she sends me some other stuff. And later, weeks go by, get some more stuff. And I'm like, you're just a fucking tease. And she's like, well, you like it, blah, 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 and whatnot. And I'm like, not really. I mean, if you're not going to fucking do anything, it's not fucking worth my time.
Right.
So she got pissed off at me because I called her out on her bullshit. And she's like, well, I just like the attention. I go, you're not going to fucking get it from me anymore. Fuck that,
Yeah.
She's like, well, you just have a personality where you're just a creeper. I'm like, yet you keep fucking coming back.
Yeah, you keep texting me.
I go, you fucking
keep
come
sending
back.
me pictures without even me asking.
So fucking girls these days, man. The dating scene is fucking wild, man. You guys should be lucky that you're.
I am grateful that I do not have to go to dates.
Jesus Christ, man.
I wouldn't even know where to begin.
Actually, remember the last summer my wife had a friend down from Arizona. She's engaged now. From Match.com.
God damn.
We need to get you.
Lucky you dodged that
We need to
bullet.
sign Brandon up for Match.com. There you go. Let's get it going.
A little eHarmony action.
You dodged a bullet. That was a good thing.
Right, I did. All right, that note, we'll check everybody next time on QuickTime, the podcast. Peace out, everybody.
Later.
See ya.